I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
Today we're going to be talking about I want him back.
Okay.
I want him back.
Really? All right, I really want him back.
That's the vibe that I get when I read this email. Like, I want him back, right? Like, it's just,
okay.
Wow, okay, all right, I get you. We understand. Yeah. You're going through that and you just feel like, I want this person back so badly. I miss them. I want them back. Sometimes it can get to a almost scary place, right? Of obsession. Where you get so overwhelmed with your anxiety or your own feelings that you don't take into account the other person's experience.
Right.
And I've talked about this even in some of my earliest videos, how anxiety causes us to be selfish.
Yes.
And self-absorbed.
Absolutely, because we're looking for relief all the time.
Yeah. And so if you don't work on your anxiety and learning to soothe yourself, you're going to be overwhelming your partners and it's going to turn them off.
Yep.
It's hard to hear, but it's just the reality of the situation. You have to pay attention to how you're coming across to your partners in a relationship.
Right.
You have to pay attention to what they need, what they want, and understand that their needs and wants are just as important as yours. But if you get consumed by your own thoughts and feelings and don't pay attention to them, they're going to wind up leaving you for, well, there's a variety of different reasons. But people need, in a connection, there's got to be balance. And both people have to get their needs met in the relationship. And a lot of times when you're trying to use your partner to meet your unmet needs from your caregivers, you're going to come on very strong to somebody else. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, they're just going to get turned off.
Yep.
And we see this a lot.
Yes, we do.
You know, and nobody teaches us this stuff.
Nobody teaches us this stuff.
You know, it's not even in like dating advice magazines or anything like that, the stuff that we talk about. But, you know, learning it and becoming insightful will help you start to manage yourself and control yourself in the moment when you're in these relationships.
And there's another issue that many people are afraid of. You know, you can simply say to somebody, do you feel like you need some, is there anything additionally you need from me that I'm just not seeing? Who could get mad at you for saying that, right?
So few people are able to say something like that.
Yeah.
But I've got a good email coaching that I thought would be helpful to you guys. They said, and now this is from a woman, and I don't think she actually gives her ages. Now, I always ask you guys in the email coachings, I have certain things that I ask you to tell me because it's helpful to assess a situation. So I don't know the ages here, but I'm guessing probably earlier 20s, maybe mid-20s here. They said, my situation is different than a lot of what you've probably heard.
I like your response.
I said, I don't know. I've seen a lot. Margaret can see my response because I write my response in different colors.
If I look over this way, I can look at his,
when I do an email coaching. And Margaret, I mean, very rarely do we hear a situation that we haven't heard something similar.
And every time I think that I will never hear something, that there isn't anything else left, the next week it comes up. Right.
So this is what she said. I started dating a guy in May of last year. We dated for 6 months. We both decided we wouldn't date or sleep with other people. Now, to me, that sounds fairly exclusive, right?
Absolutely.
If we're not going to date other
sounds
people,
exclusive
and we're
to
not
me.
going to sleep with other people.
Yep.
In November, I messaged him and told him that I really enjoyed hanging out with him and was wondering if we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Which is a little confusing because if you're not seeing anybody else
Right.
and sleeping with anybody else...
Why wouldn't you be boyfriend and girlfriend? So the contract was at least there, but not clear.
Yeah. He told me that he really enjoyed hanging out with me and liked me, but was probably moving for work. He is in his residency. Okay? And thought that I should date other people.
Yes.
That's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Right? Because at this point he's saying, I like hanging out with you, but I am willing to allow you to date other people, which says a lot about somebody's interest level, at least at that point.
Yep.
Right? He also said that I spoke about my late husband a lot and it upset him.
Her late husband?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes. She said he had passed away a couple of years ago. Doesn't say why or how. Okay. But
that could be a reason why the thought of another loss is frightening to her.
Sure. That would be really traumatic.
Yeah.
Let me go on. She says, I told him that I was clear about my intentions with him the whole time. It's a little bit coming on strong here. You can feel it, right?
Yeah.
But I understand. So she backed off. So that was good. We didn't speak for 3 months when out of the blue, right before Valentine's Day, he messaged me because I had left some things at his house. I was all dressed up, so I went to go get it. We ended up hooking up, and it was amazing. He texted me a week later and told me how amazing it was. I told him that I couldn't keep having sex with him without commitment. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. If she's not comfortable doing that and she maybe feels like she's used or he's taking advantage of her, then she should stand up for what she wants.
That's right.
Right? So I agree that she was good for standing up for herself there. Can be a struggle, especially if you're trying to reattract somebody, though, too. Because there's that delicate balance about coming on too strong. But, if this is how she feels, okay, so be it.
How she feels.
I told him he hurt me, but to hit me up if he ever wanted something real. Fair enough.
Okay, if he wanted a committed relationship, yes, good.
I told him, good luck with everything, handsome. He said, I understand, good luck to you too. So at that point, my gut is that, he enjoyed the hooking up, but he doesn't see it because he didn't respond to the handsome. He wasn't like, thanks, winky face. It was just like...
I like winky face.
Yeah, it was just like, thanks, you too. Then a month later, yesterday, he messaged me if I could get something for him. I agreed. We met up and had a great conversation. He told me that he was moving for work, about 2.5 hours away. After I left, messaged him, told him that I can't keep meeting him because I'm crazy about him and he's moving away.
Okay.
I just feel like she might be coming on a little too strong here. He's going to pick up on it because I think he already knows that she really wants to date this guy. And he's just going to get a little bit more intense. I said I was secretly hoping that he missed me and that he wanted to see me. I told him that I can't get over him if he keeps messaging me. He said he did miss me, but we can't hook up because he knows it will hurt me. So that tells me, Margaret, that this guy, he likes her, but he doesn't want to hurt her. Right. He can tell that her interest level is much higher, and so he feels guilty about her, or seeing her, and he doesn't want to get her hopes up. He doesn't want her to think we're going to go at the speed that you're wanting. Had she been very relaxed about things, maybe things would have progressed slowly.
Because he does like her.
And he did tell her he liked her. But I think because her interest level was so clear and kind of like strong, it's overwhelming him and it's killing the attraction. Okay? He's probably avoidant.
Yeah, somewhat at least.
Yeah. I told him that I was crazy about him and that I would have moved anywhere with him. You see, there's more. There's
And you
so
said
much.
this is- yeah.
And you just have to be very careful about this stuff because
Yeah.
you get overwhelmed with your own emotions towards somebody that you don't realize what it feels like for them. And you have to. You have to be an adult in a relationship and understand that there's another person's needs here.
Yeah.
And just because you're crazy about them at that level doesn't mean they're going to feel the same way.
And he's still in training, obviously, for whatever, and may have to move another couple of times.
And I'm sure his work schedule is insane.
I'm sure it is.
I said I had been on other dates, but no one compares. See, again, it's more of this intense.
Yeah.
It's almost like an objectification of who he is as a fantasy.
I agree.
But you have to be mindful of these things.
Yeah.
I was graceful and ended it with, hit me up if you ever want a hot professional to move where you're at. I left that a little bit more vague than what their career was and where they're at, just to make it more vague. He never responded. I mean, she's throwing herself on him at this point.
And
I will move anywhere.
And he may not be ready at all. Yeah.
You know, and that's what it's like, I'm like, no, don't do it. You know, I could feel it getting worse and worse, more intense. You know, I'll move to anywhere you're at. I'll move to you. Let me know if you want me to move to you. And he doesn't even respond.
Yeah.
I think he's so overwhelmed.
He has no idea how to respond.
He's probably so overwhelmed. Yeah. She said, I'm so heartbroken. I can't sleep, eat, or focus on my studies. Please help me. Is he gone forever? I feel like we were perfect. No drama ever. Just bad timing. Well, maybe
I think bad timing is probably part of it.
Part of it. I agree that that very well could be a part of what's going on here. But my thing is, well, you felt like it was perfect, but did he? Okay? Because we don't know how he felt. I mean, maybe he was telling her that he thought it was great, but he was giving off a very kind of casual vibe.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was nice and he enjoyed it and he was upfront about that. But yeah, he was upfront.
And, you know, maybe there was no drama. But, you know, honestly, Margaret, her coming on so strong for him may have felt like drama.
Yes.
That may have felt
more than he wanted. Yeah.
Intense. And,
more than he wanted, yes.
So.
But I'm thinking, when did her husband pass away?
A couple of years.
Yeah, it isn't that long. It's under 5 years.
Under 5 years.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that probably had a big impact on this?
I'm thinking she may not have finished grieving the husband. That's what I'm thinking. And so she's so happy to have somebody again that she can lean on. She may have inadvertently smothered him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or been needy with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, is it possible we could ever meet up again and ever get back together? Well, there's no...
Always possible.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason that it couldn't happen. She said, do you ever hear stories like this succeeding? I mean, I think she senses that this isn't anything that we don't get like 5 days a week. Right. I mean, honestly, there's nothing in this situation that is even remotely outside of our normal day.
No.
Right? You know, basically, you were in a situation that, you know, you were dating a guy for 6 months. It was going well. He had to move. Maybe he didn't want to do long distance. Maybe he wasn't ready for commitment. We're not sure of his age. And, you know, you had a really high interest level in him, but we don't know what his is. We know he liked you, but there's a little bit more, a couple more sentences that I think are important. If not, how do I move on? I love him! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
We follow each other on social media. Both times he reached out when I posted something. I rarely post. I want him back! Help! Double exclamation point. Help!
Yeah.
Margaret, it just gives off a sense of desperation.
It certainly does.
And we don't want anybody to feel desperate. It's really unattractive and it can really kill attraction.
Sure.
And even, they might have had a great thing going that coming on so strong
may have pushed him away
and scared him.
Yeah.
That he's just like, this is too much.
This is too much for me. And besides, I'm not even done with training for whatever it is. Yeah.
So often when we're dating, we think about how we feel about the other person. But you have to think about, how does that other person feel towards us? It's, there are two people in the situation. Think about when you're maybe on a date with somebody and you have an okay interest level, you're curious, but theirs is much higher than yours. It's overwhelming. And you're like, I don't know if I want to see this person anymore because I feel bad. They like me so much, and I don't know if I like them.
I don't know what to do. Yeah.
So they're almost like scared to see you again.
But I don't want to hurt them. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think probably there's some of that going on here. And one of the things that stood out to me when I was doing the email coaching was, he likes me, I love him.
Yes.
And so that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
He likes me, I love him, I'm ready to move wherever he's at, I'm willing to do whatever to have this relationship. But unfortunately, you need two people on a similar level. Yeah. And coming on so strong here, I don't think she was probably aware of it.
That she was being overwhelming. No, I don't think she was either.
Yeah. And so, he could reach out. I think if he doesn't reach out, it's because he probably is like, oh boy, I don't want this girl to get hurt if I'm looking for something more casual and she's looking for something extremely serious.
Yeah.
But if he does, you got to really be restrained here. And I would definitely not be saying those things that you were saying to him before about, I will move anywhere to be with you. I'm dying to see you.
That's a heavy trip that he can't handle.
Yeah. You need to know where he's at and what he's looking for and try and get on a similar page. And if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can find somebody that is. But if you want to be with him, then a big part of that is understanding his needs and his wants and what he's looking for.
And understanding just his response to you. Yeah. And I see why she's so hurt, because it's all or nothing for her.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can say is, if she walked into my office, I would quickly explore her grief issues. It sounds like I say, we're not exactly sure, but under 5 years that she's been a widow. And who knows if we don't know if the man was sick for a long time, or if he died very suddenly in an accident.
Yeah.
Or if she has prior losses. But one of my best bets would be that she has not yet resolved her grief for her husband, and was very ready to latch on to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad, because you can see
sad.
how eager she is for this guy. Yeah. And it's tough because, I want to give her feedback that will help her see these blind spots.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be hard to hear, but you have to make these changes if you're going to re-attract somebody. Right?
Yep.
So if I don't tell her, then she's just going to continue to do more of the same.
It's kind of like the whole limit setting thing. You got to tell her the truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, tough situation for her, and hopefully, obviously losing the husband was brutal.
And we don't know if that was a conflicted relationship or a simple relationship.
Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can do so on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Coach Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful, please sign up.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.